Hey y'all, a few years ago, my family and I went up to Jamestown, Virginia. We also explored colonials Williamsburg and Yorktown. If y'all didn't know, these towns and historic places were very important to our country. When our founding fathers, when they really founded our country. Um, Jamestown, if y'all weren't aware, as you see in the photos, and by the way, as you're looking at the church, that's a reconstructed church. And during the martial law period, you were required to go to mass services or whatever. I think that's right. So Jamestown was established in 1607 by Captain John Smith, I believe. Yeah. And, you hear the urban legend of Pocahontas. I can't remember what kind of Native American she was. But it was interesting to know about her and seeing her actual portrait. Here we are in the ship right there. That's a reconstructed church of what it would look like. And here we are in the museum. We also went to Williamsburg, and those are reenactors of being a Native American. He's being a colonist. What I just mentioned earlier, there it is. Yeah, and there's they lived a hard life back then, especially if y'all didn't know, I'm a Brooks, and on my mom's side, I'm a Loggins, and I have last names too from the mom's side, on Nana's side, but it's amazing knowing that most of my English, that's one of my favorite pictures. It's amazing how, most of my ancestors were predominantly English. I believe I did my ancestor, and I think my ancestors got here before the Civil War, especially, so it said around the 1700s, 18th century. I loved being on that ship, by the way. Look at the British uniforms they wore and the dresses the women would wear. Those are maps of Georgia, colonial Georgia, and South Carolina. Here's a real American patriot of the Continental Army. Portrait of George Washington. I loved going on that reconstructed ship. There we are at the museum. Pocahontas in her English clothing. I didn't take the best pictures, but, I had a great time there, and I miss it just like yesterday. We went back in 2020, and the reason why I've been sharing this now is because I didn't have a YouTube channel at that time. Not officially. There's John Adams, I believe. If not, it's another president. So you see this right here? This is a reconstructed site for Jamestown. But as we were exploring, we went through Colonials, Williamsburg. There's some colonial currency, the money they used before the U.S. dollars and, before we actually formed our country. We also visited Yorktown. If y'all don't remember, Yorktown was the battle that won us the Revolutionary War with the French's help. If it weren't for France, I don't know where it'd be. That's a cool reenactor on the ship. I think that's a statue of Pocahontas. Yeah. This is a portrait of King George III. And my buddy was telling me about him. He was actually, I think, German. Yeah, so that's where they first landed. And as we were looking at Jamestown, there was 3 points of the fort, and one of them was lost at the bay, meaning it was swallowed by the bay of the water. But I'm just amazed how they survived, especially if you look back through the winter. There was a bad winter, and they committed cannibalism by eating each other to survive. It was very just disgusting, repulsive, and you would look at some of these recreated images or statues of these women, and it was it was the winter of Jamestown, if you didn't know. There's the 10 Commandments. Yeah, I don't know if I was allowed to take pictures in the museum, but I took pictures of everything I could. Yeah, look at that. That's Williamsburg. I love this picture right here, the reconstructed ship. I think those are real weapons, swords, sabers, I mean. So look at the ship dock down there. Yeah, you play Yankee Doodle while you wash their hands. Here are the British Grenadiers. I didn't get to see much of Yorktown, like I said earlier, but like I was able to get a glimpse of the battlefield. Like I was able to get on the battlefield and how they defeated the French. It was very interesting. That's my favorite photograph I took. If you were to ask me which one do I like out of all the three, Jamestown was my favorite. Especially seeing the reconstructed side of it. You know, because, look, there's a statue of Captain John Smith. So even though he was friends with, Pocahontas, it wasn't Captain John Smith. It was another captain who became the husband of her. All right, thank you guys. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. Bye.